Hello, this is Heisenberg.
Hey there, this is G Forever.
Yes, we're here to review the Prime1 Studio Heat Ray Godzilla vinyl statue. And here's a box.
A very big box from Prime1 Studio.
Yeah, it's numbered.
Yeah, number 611. And it says Polystone statue. So that got me kind of confused because I ordered the vinyl statue. But I believe,
That's a typo.
yeah, either typo or they thought is the base is Polystone, so they just left it as Polystone. Or maybe they're just reusing the carton box, like the shipper box for the Polystone version and the vinyl version. Who knows?
Yeah, probably a typo, but yeah, it did say 611 on
Hmm.
it. So yeah, this item is limited to 800 pieces, and they're numbered pieces. So as you saw, you have number 611. Actually, we can all see right here too. That's like there's a little. If you look closely, and we'll zoom in on it later, that we get there's also a little 611 on this inside box too.
Hmm.
That's a big inside box.
It is, and the colors are great. I think Prime1 Studios does a great job of the box art. I love like the kind of Hong Kong, like all the different colors from the background, which simulates the movie. And yeah, it's really very impressive to look at, and has the nice Godzilla logo and has Heat
Oh yeah.
Ray right above it in Prime1 Studios.
Yeah, it says it's based on the 2021 movie Godzilla versus Kong, and
Yep.
it's a vinyl. As again, it says it's a vinyl statue. It actually costs $700 to buy,
Yes, plus shipping.
plus shipping. Did it have to? Where did it ship from?
This one shipped from Hong Kong, I think, or China. I think it was Hong Kong.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, I actually selected the economy shipping. So I think it took longer than other people, but it actually wasn't as long as I expected. I think they estimated on the website 4 months. But I got it within, I want to say like within 1 month. So I was pretty surprised. So it was a lot faster than I expected. But and the shipping wasn't terrible for this weight and the size.
Yeah, and here it says 611 out of 800, and I assume that's the serial number on it.
Yes,
Yeah,
UDMG VK05VS.
yeah, it's a big number.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Ultimate Diorama Masterline Godzilla versus Kong.
And here's the base. This base is actually polystone.
That's right.
And I've seen this. I've been over to your place. I've seen this. I'm actually not too excited by the base because it's like this gray on gray,
Hmm.
so it doesn't really like pop much.
Yeah, and you can see like they have some cars, but they're also gray. So I kind of wish they added a little more color. So there's like a bus or something, like a truck right there on the right.
Yeah, it's hard
Um,
to do. I think it's hard to do a good Godzilla base. Uh, but yeah, and then it's colorful on the other side.
yeah,
Here's
the
the
bottom is pretty cool.
yeah. It says and again it says once again it says 611 out of 800.
Hmm.
Got the
Yeah, it
serial
says the
number on it
Ultimate
again.
Diorama Masterline. Vinyl statue 611 Prime1 Studios. So I'm curious since they said it's a diorama if they'll make Kong like a vinyl version of Kong. So that'll be cool if they do.
Yeah, and here he is. Here he is out of the box.
Yep,
So
one
yeah.
piece.
Oh, that's cool. One piece. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. Yeah. So what are your impressions here?
Well, I was surprised because they said it's a vinyl statue, but it's very heavy. So I was like, is this really polystone? And then I tapped on it, but the material is like a soft texture, but I think they filled the figure up with maybe some like condensed foam or something because it's very solid, making it feel like it's polystone, like with the weight of the polystone. I don't know if that's necessary because X Plus has been doing vinyl figures for years, and they kept most of it hollow and maybe filled some foam on the bottom part of the figures to give it some weight for balancing. But I don't think you need to make it um fully filled because it just adds the extra weight and it's not easy. Well, I mean, depending on like if you need to, because I need to move because I'm using the table that I have to film, so I move these figures often, so it's not convenient to move this guy because he's so heavy.
So it looks like the blue is limited to the mouth, the
Yep.
eyes, and then the spikes,
Yes.
going all the way down to the tip of the tail, but no
Yeah.
blue on the rest of them, not on the chest or
No,
the
nothing.
limbs.
Yeah, so I think sculptor wise he's decent. I want to say he's pretty good on his own, but because there's so many companies doing the Legendary Godzilla, I think there's a lot of competition now. So if this came out like several years ago, I think it's really good. But if compared to like X Plus or Easy Hobby, I think it lacks a lot of detail. I think most of it is actually in the face area, which is where I personally look at a lot. So like I was a little disappointed with this price tag because at the $700 price point plus the shipping, you can get a gigantic X Plus at retail price when you bought it new at the same price. This is smaller and it doesn't have as much detail.
Yeah, so here we're seeing it on its base.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's sort of like it's interesting too. It's like so it does have like it's not just one uniform color. There is like
Hmm.
different both shades of gray and sort of like a clay color
Yes.
mixed in. But I've noticed it's like I think it looks pretty good with this lighting.
Yeah, because the shadow helps bring out the details. I think this figure, similar to the X pluses, like it relies on a lot of shadow, and when we do the reviews, we kind of shine a lot of light on them, so that kind of eliminates the shadows.
Yeah, it makes it look more washed out. And here's the
Yep.
Playmates Heat Ray Godzilla 2021 action figure with it. And here's
Yep.
the X Plus 2019 Large
Mm-hmm.
Monster Series Rick exclusive, which is about 10
Yep.
inches tall. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, this figure, if we haven't mentioned, is about 16 and a half inches tall to its highest point, which is like that highest spike there on his back.
Yes, and he's considered a 40 centimeter statue.
Yeah, and here's the X Plus 2014 30 centimeter roaring version, which looks,
Yes.
I don't know, it's like, which looks quite disappointing, especially for an X Plus.
Yeah, well, that is an earlier X plus back in
Yeah,
2014.
because there it looks like it's one uniform color and then just some blue
Mm-hmm.
on the spikes there.
Yeah.
But here's the Easy Hobby Alpha Kaiju Heat Ray
Yes.
version Godzilla 2021. So
And it
these are
comes
quite,
with a heat ray.
yeah, so these are comparable in that it's both, Godzilla 2021 and both Heat Ray
Yes.
versions. But a lot more blue. Yeah, a lot more blue on the Easy Hobby.
Yeah. So yeah, this Easy Hobby Alpha Kaiju is 38 centimeters, and the Prime 1 Studio is 40 centimeters. I'm guessing they included the base because when I'm putting them without the base, the Easy Hobby is actually taller than the Prime 1.
Yeah, but notice that with this lighting, we've kind of got this diffused lighting coming from, different
Mm-hmm.
multiple sides. The Easy Hobby, I think, does a much better job of kind of like
Yes.
painting in like the detail so that like
Crevices. Yeah.
so like the cracks are a different color than the bumps. So you can see like it's the three dimensionality of it. Whereas the Prime One is like more it's not all one color, but still it's not really trying to emphasize like the bumpiness of it. And I don't think it
Mm-hmm.
is as bumpy, but it's relying more on like just like having a light above and casting shadows. Like in the promotional photos, that's what they do. It looks like they have
Mm-hmm.
like one source of light, and so there's a lot of
Like a
shadows falling.
spotlight on them.
Yeah, a lot of shadows falling on the figure, and there it makes it look much more three-dimensional. So
Yeah.
so I think how good this looks it depends very much on how you light it at home. So
Yes.
you don't want diffuse light coming from all sides, and it just looks
Mm-hmm.
very flat and kind of washed
Flat and
out.
plain, right?
But yeah, you
Yeah.
want more like kind of like a spotlight, so you can see more shadows.
Yep. So here we can see both of them have some blue inside the mouth. The Easy Hobby one has definitely more blue. I think it's emphasizing because you do have that accessory, the translucent initial heat ray, which you can put in the mouth. And I think for the Prime 1, they didn't have any blue on the neck, chest, or the leg area. They just kept the blue to the eyes and a kind of like a clean cut point where the back fins are. So it's not blended in as much. So I
Yeah.
kind of disappointed in that because even the X Plus, like if you have the gigantic one, I think they do have some blue on the neck, the leg area, and as well as some blending. with the back
Yeah,
fins.
my overall impression of this is like, yeah, it's okay. The Prime one is okay, but for that price, the $700 price, and given that there's so many other choices, so yeah, I really get, unless I mean, unless you really like it, like
Hmm.
unless this it's really what you want. I can't really I don't think I can recommend it. I think
Yeah.
for most collectors they're better off saving their money and buying either like something from Easy Hobby or X Plus or something else.
Yeah.
uh that yeah, it's okay. And even
Yeah.
it's interesting, I went when I was looking up I went
I
to
think you were
the
looking at the shoulders. You were
but
mentioning
when
the
I
yeah.
yeah, when I was looking up the information on the Prime One website, uh, it even says this is sort of like oh, this is for the completist who wants them all. So yeah, if you want them all, if you want every single last one, Godzilla versus Kong, then
Yeah.
yeah, you'd want to get this one too. But I think I would put this at like towards the bottom of the list. And now we're
Yeah.
comparing it to the Easy Hobby Omega Beast Furious Blue,
Yes.
Godzilla 2019.
Yep. And yeah, we can definitely see the differences. Like,
Yeah, and this Omega Beast I think is like even more bumpy and doesn't
hmm.
even it's even more three-dimensional, and it does an even better job of like painting like all the cracks so like a different color so you can
Yeah.
easily see the bumpiness like
Yep.
even in this sort of lighting.
Yeah, I think
Uh
the translucent parts, also like with the reflective paint, that also brings out more details.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's like yeah, so I think if you'd have the room, you'd be much better off going for something like an X Plus Gigantic or an Easy Hobby Omega Beast.
Yep.
Well, which is a shame because I really had high hopes for Prime One because their
Oh,
Godzilla bust
that was
is
impressive.
is
Yeah.
just, oh yeah, that made our list of like the
Outstanding.
of among the best figures of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, their bust. We highly recommend the Prime One bust of Godzilla.
Correct.
Oh
That's
yeah.
definitely the top product that I've seen from Prime 1 in hand. I mean I've seen pictures of the other Polystone statues. They look great, but just from in hand, that bust was amazing. And definitely I would recommend the bust over this vinyl statue 100 times.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But the yeah. So I think mainly what I take away from like this review and the other reviews we've done recently on the yeah, on these legendary Godzillas is like how good the Furious Blue looks. The Easy Hobby Omega Beast Furious Blue keeps looking better and better to me as we compare it to more different to more and more figures.
Yep. Yeah, I think the translucent parts definitely help. And personally, actually, I think the Prime 1 looks better on camera for the back fins. In person, the back fins look a lot like toothpaste to me. Like on camera, I think it maybe the white is maybe diffused a little bit more because it's very white in this like kind of the center part.
Yeah. The fact that there's such a on the Prime One, the fact that there's just a sharp, so it's such a
Sharp cutoff, right?
sharp cutoff between the blue and the rest of it, and then there's also a lot of white. The spikes are yeah. There's a lot of white in the spikes.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also the Playmates Heat Ray Godzilla keeps looking better and better to me too.
Because of the translucent.
That's also still one of my favorites. The Playmates Heat Ray Godzilla 2021, $10.
Oh
$10
yeah.
bucks. You can't go wrong
Can't
with
go
that.
wrong. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong with $10. Yeah, for 700 or $10, I think Playmates definitely would be the winner there.
This is Heisenberg.
And G Forever, hope you enjoy the Prime1 Studios Godzilla 2021.